It is 2 a.m. and a single screenshot is spreading faster than anyone can fact-check it. The notification stacks come one after another, first a handful, then hundreds, then thousands, all carrying the same 4 words: Bubba Wallace to Hendrick. Nobody posting it seems to know where it started. Nobody sharing it has proof. But a number keeps appearing across the screenshots, unexplained, repeated over and over. $175 million. No context, no source. Just a figure large enough to stop a scroll in its tracks. By sunrise, the number is everywhere. And still, not a single person inside the garage has said a word. That silence is exactly where this story lives. On one side is viral momentum, a rumor multiplying across timelines at a speed no press release could ever match. On the other side is verified silence. No statement from Hendrick Motorsports, no confirmation from Bubba Wallace, and nothing from 23XI Racing. Yet the story is already being treated as settled fact by large parts of the fan base. It has become fans and social media on one side, and the NASCAR reporting establishment demanding evidence on the other. Through all of it, Wallace kept preparing for the next race weekend exactly as scheduled. Still logged as the driver of the number 23 Toyota, still doing the job in front of him, while the internet insisted his future had already been decided. 2 versions of the same story were now running in parallel, the one happening online and the one happening on the racetrack. No credentialed reporter attached their name to a confirmed report. No team representative went on record with any organization named in the rumor. Every post driving the story forward was building on another unverified post. Yet the compounding effect made the claim feel larger with each repost and each screenshot. That pattern sits at the center of this entire situation. A story with no confirmed origin, somehow outrunning every organization with the authority to confirm or deny it. To understand why the rumor caught fire so fast, look at what Hendrick Motorsports represents. It is the benchmark organization of the Cup Series, consistently fielding Chevrolets capable of contending for championships year after year. Now look at what Wallace brings to any conversation. Not just performance on track, but visibility, sponsor appeal, and a media presence few drivers in the sport can match. Put those 2 names in the same sentence, and the story writes itself before a single fact is confirmed. Hendrick signals sustained competitive success. Wallace signals reach far beyond the traditional NASCAR audience, including sponsors and casual viewers who follow him outside of racing circles entirely. That combination alone is enough to make an unconfirmed rumor feel believable, even without a shred of official evidence behind it. It is the kind of pairing that does not need proof to spread. It only needs to sound plausible enough for one fan to share it with another. Building this channel takes a community, and we are closing in on 500 subscribers here on NASCAR Trackline TV. If breakdowns like this one are the kind of racing coverage you want more of, subscribing costs nothing and helps this channel keep growing. A like tells us this story is worth telling, and a comment with your take on the Wallace-Hendrick situation helps push this video to more race fans who need to see it. Now shift the focus to the team currently paying Wallace's checks. 23XI Racing, co-owned by Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan. This is not a franchise that has been quietly waiting on the sidelines. It has invested heavily in building a genuine championship contender since its formation. Wallace has been part of the organization since its very first season, which makes any departure rumor carry far more weight than an ordinary driver swap between unrelated teams. Adding to the complication, 23XI Racing has continued expanding both competitively and commercially, with new sponsorship investment reinforcing its commitment to the current driver lineup. That detail alone works directly against the Hendrick rumor. This is not framed as a routine seat change. It is being treated as a potential earthquake for a team that built much of its public identity around the driver at the center of the story. Losing Wallace would not just mean replacing a driver, it would mean rebuilding a large piece of the team's commercial identity from the ground up, at a time when 23XI Racing is still working to establish itself as a long-term contender in the Cup Series. The NASCAR world's response to the silence was loud. NASCAR's official account stated, "No official announcement has been made regarding Bubba Wallace joining Hendrick Motorsports." Hendrick Motorsports' own account added that they had made no announcement regarding changes to their driver lineup. 23XI Racing confirmed that Wallace remains the driver of the number 23 Toyota. Veteran reporter Bob Pockras noted there was no confirmed deal, adding that Wallace was still expected to remain with 23XI Racing. Wallace himself addressed the noise directly, saying he was focused on driving the number 23 and helping 23XI Racing compete every week. Denny Hamlin reinforced that the team's priority remained building a championship-caliber organization, adding that rumors don't change that. Even skeptical fans pushed back publicly, arguing that a deal worth $175 million would not stay secret for long, while others held on to hope that the rumor might still turn out to be real. Every verified voice pointed the same direction. The rumor kept spreading anyway. That gap between the evidence and the belief is the real story here. Millions of people accepted this rumor within hours, despite zero confirmation from anyone with actual authority to confirm it. Why did that happen so fast, and what does it say about the state of rumor culture inside NASCAR right now? For a portion of the fan base, silence itself became a form of evidence. The absence of a denial felt like confirmation, even when every official statement said the opposite. That question is bigger than this one rumor, and it deserves more than a quick answer. It is a thread this channel will pull on further, because it explains far more about how information moves through this sport than the Wallace situation alone. Rumor culture in NASCAR has changed with the speed of social platforms, where an unverified screenshot can reach more people in an hour than a verified press release reaches in a week. Fans and analysts have circulated their own theories to fill the silence. Some argue that elite organizations like Hendrick Motorsports evaluate future driver options years in advance, quietly, long before anything becomes public. Others counter that a deal of this size, involving manufacturers, sponsors, and multiple executives, would be nearly impossible to keep hidden, according to longtime NASCAR observers who track these negotiations closely. Adding weight to the skeptical side, Athlon Sports reported on 23XI Racing's continued sponsorship growth, a detail that works directly against the idea Wallace is on his way out. None of this has been verified by any official party connected to either team. It remains speculation, clearly labeled as such, sitting on top of a story that already has more questions than answers. Both theories rely on interpretation rather than evidence, and both continue to circulate side by side without either one gaining a decisive edge. So where does that leave things? The verified facts have not moved. Wallace is still with 23XI Racing. There has been no official word from Hendrick Motorsports, and yet the online frenzy around this rumor has not slowed down at all. Is this smoke without fire, a story that burns itself out once nothing materializes? Or is something real quietly taking shape behind closed doors, waiting for the right moment to become official? The facts on record say one thing. The volume of belief around this story says another. That tension is not resolved here, and it may not be resolved for a while. Drop your take in the comments. Do you think this deal is real, or is it dead on arrival? Share this video with another NASCAR fan who needs to see both sides of this story. If you enjoy real NASCAR breakdowns like this, you'll like what's coming next.